Hey, oh, looks like we have something to change here. Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning? Let's go ahead and invite a few people to come to the place where we are. While we're doing that, well, here you are. I missed one. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Let's go ahead and invite a few more folks. Let's give them just a few minutes so we can get started. Not going to be very long this morning. Hey, good morning, Berta. Hey, there she is, the birther. Good morning. Happy New Year to you. Good morning. Good morning. We're both here on YouTube and live on the Clubhouse. At least I believe we are. And there we are. Good morning. I'm confident that all is well. Well, this is the year of divine perfection. Divine perfection. God is perfecting the things concerning us. There's something that I want you to see first because the fast focus and the theme for JTC is the year of divine perfection. The fast focus this year is a little bit different. Okay, well, maybe it's very different than what you've experienced before. And if you still need an outline or details of the fast, go to Church Center. If you have our mobile app, go to Church Center and you'll see it there. Church Center on your mobile platform, be it the App Store or the what's the other one? Something, the Play Store for Google. Download Church Center and then put in Jubilee Training Center and follow the prompting. You'll have to identify yourself as a member. That's just one of the things that they require, take it. But identify yourself as a member of Jubilee, and we're going to make sure that you get all the information. Every time we go live, you will be notified. Bible studies or anything that we're doing, you will be kept abreast. So you also see the details of the fast and our focus for this year. In Genesis chapter 1, the fifth verse, Genesis chapter 1, the fifth verse, um, you know, because it talks about then it's identifying the evening and the morning, but I found it interesting in reading this passage. Well, this the first chapter. Let's just read this, and I want to see if you catch what I caught, if you're able to catch what it was that I saw. And we've been reading it all along. That's it. Thank you. For those of you who are on YouTube, please remember to like and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Lord, or the Spirit of God, moved upon the face of the waters. I would love to take my time and unpack what we just read. Maybe we're going to go back to it. But and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Isn't it something? Because David says that the light and darkness is all the same to you. So he divided the light from the darkness. He spoke light, and there was light. You got that, right? So everything now, there's light, but darkness also was a part of the light. So he divided the light from the darkness. In verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and morning were the first day. The evening and morning were the first day. Hence the purpose or the basis or premise for our fast beginning in the evening this year. Every year it's been something different, and throughout the year, when we fasted last year was the first 5 days of every month, uh, and our theme, our focus was on worship, and that was an acronym. The year before, it was the divine, whether the year of the turnaround, and every 4 months, or every 3 months, and the year before that was every 4 months, or 10 days every 4 months. So it came out to be a tithe of our time for the year. We're tithing our time of eating and drinking, and our fast. So we're fasting 10% of the year, giving that back to the Lord. But he says here that what stands out is that the evening and the morning were the first day, but he hadn't established time yet. He hadn't established time. And there was something else that he had not established at this point. All right. But it was all in his mind. And it's just the process of manifesting what's on the inside. It didn't just happen. He went through it progressively, step by step. And God called the day, the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Verse 6. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and he divided the waters which were under the firmament. He's separating the air, the sky, and all, and made the firmament. He divided the waters which were under the firmament and the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. Verse 8. And God called the firmament heaven, Shemaiah. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Now, okay, now see, this is just still God speaking, and he's setting a precedence. He's setting something in order. And God said, let the waters under the heaven gather together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, Eretz, and he gathered, and the gathering together of the waters he called seed. And God saw it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. Verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day. The evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, and to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. Verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Verse 18. And to rule over the day and to rule over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Okay, so here's the thing right here. It's not until you get down to verse You get down to verse 15, yeah, 14, when God is making the sun. He makes the sun, and then he gives the sun and the moon an assignment, the stars also, to provide light. But it's not until you get down this far before he sets the sun in place and gives the moon its leadership. So it has a function during the night. It's the lesser of the two, but its function is to still provide light over this dark place. Um, but then you go back up to verse, what was it, verse uh, well, the first verse, when God created the heavens and the earth was without form and it was void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Even though He hadn't separated anything, everything was just all in one place, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So there was light up on this dark place before He created the sun. So, what's the light that's going to be shining in the dark place? That's the glory of God. He'll speak to Himself. He'd speak to Himself, and then respond, because His words create. His words, and He put that ability in each one of us. You'll find yourself in a dark place, but it's the glory of God where there is no sun. The only son that's going to be in many of the situations that we're going to experience is going to be the Son of God who lives in us, whose spirit has been put on our hearts, according to Galatians 4. So we have the Spirit of the Son of God on our hearts, and that's the light of His glory. Ephesians chapter 1 talks about the glory and the inheritance of God. That's us, the glory. In Psalms, it talks about the glory, and also in Corinthians, Paul writes about the glory of the husband. The glory of the husband is the wife. Well, because we are the wife, we are the bride of Christ, we are His glory that's shining in a place of darkness. You will never be left in the dark alone again. Well, where you won't be able to see. And so, because of the Son, because of the SON of God, not just the Son of God who is in our hearts, but remember, we are in Him. And in Him we live, move, and have our being. We've been made to sit in heavenly places in Him. Where is He? He is on the very throne of Elohim. He's on the throne of God, sitting next to the Father. And we have been made to sit in Him. This is a morning word to provide some start to your day. Now, we began this fast in the evening at 8 p.m., wherever you are geographically located. At your 8 p.m., the fast begins, and at your 8 a.m., the fast for that day, the evening and the morning, are the first day. Well, what's going on? What's going on, and what about when we're sleeping? What's so significant about that? It was in Genesis where Jesus speaks of the person who's been sowing good seeds, and maybe that's you. You've been sowing good seed. In Matthew chapter 13, he talks about this, and he says that there's a person, you have this field, and you've been doing everything right, but in sowing the seeds, you did the right thing, but then when you went to sleep, or while you were sleeping, your enemy, someone who is operating in opposition, who opposed your vision, who opposed your dreams, who opposes you. Sometimes it's not about your vision, they just don't like you, and so they're going to oppose you. There are people who are like that, but understand that a person is not your true enemy. They might not like you, but your enemy is your true enemy. Now, the devils, these demons, they don't have power over you, but they don't like you, and they're going to work in opposition. But because the word Sautan is opposer and accuser. So Sautan, we say Satan, it means opposer or opposition. When Jesus sent his disciples out over Galilee, over the sea, he said, go out and I'll meet you on the other side. The scripture says that as soon as they got in the boat and began to row, make this 7 mile journey, that immediately contrary winds began to blow. So anytime the Lord has spoken to you and you begin to speak to a situation, you should expect contrary winds to blow. Now, I'm not saying expect the negative. I'm saying you should expect there to be opposition, but you have got to always see the finish line. You have always got to see and not just your starting point, but where you finish and how you finish, that you finish successfully, you finish on top, you finish victoriously. Why? Because you're on assignment. You're on an assignment from God. And so Jesus says that while you were sleeping or while you weren't paying attention to whatever was going on, somebody came in and sowed seeds or weeds in your garden, in your field. And now you can see the growth. And it's something that a lot of the weeds, especially the wheat, the weeds look like the wheat. And so Jesus told those who wanted to go out and pull the weeds, he says, no, let them alone. You got to leave them alone. So that means that there are people who are working in opposition. They're getting an opportunity to be watered with the same word that's causing the wheat stalks, the wheat to grow. That's bringing about your growth. They're hearing the same thing, but they may be doing something in opposition or opposite of what it is that they're supposed to do. Jesus says, leave them alone. Because I'm gonna be the one that separates them. In the end, once everything is grown and it's time to harvest, then we're gonna pull the weeds then and bundle them up and throw them into a fire, and then we're going to gather all of the wheat and bring them into my barn. So he's saying that I'm about to consume you. I'm about to use you for his glory. There's a greater manifestation that's coming for you. This is our morning encouragement. Just a few minutes that I wanted to share with you, just to set your day off of your waking hours. For those of us who work during the day, for your waking hours, that you can go and keep this mindset that this is the time of divine perfection, that God is perfecting the things concerning me. There are things that I want to do. There's things that I desire. There's things that concern me, my family, my finances, or whatever it is, your relationship. Those things that concern you, that have lulled you to sleep. What do I mean by that? We've been so focused on the things that concern us that we've gone to sleep on the things that fulfill our purpose. They're here for us to fulfill our purpose, to ensure our success. But we're focused on the things that concern us. That means that we've gone to sleep, or we're not paying attention to purpose and destiny, your call, the reason why you're here. And so God says this: I want you to go ahead and focus on purpose, and I'm going to take care of the things that concern you. If you would give those things to me, I'll take care of them for you. And because he says I'm going to take care of them for you, that frees me up to go and do something else. If my wife says, listen, I'm going to make these sweet potato pies for you, I don't have to go and make any sweet potato pies. It doesn't make any sense for me to fry chicken, and I don't eat chicken, but it doesn't make any sense when my wife says I'm going to do this for you, for me to go into the kitchen and try to help her to do it for me, or for me to focus on this. She says, I'm going to take care of the children, you go out. So I don't have to concern myself with anything that she told me that she's going to do for me. She doesn't have to concern herself with anything that I say I'm going to take care of for her. And that's just the way it is. When you have somebody, folks, and maybe you're that person, You have somebody who you can depend on, you can count on, who's going to keep their word to you, and they always have. When they tell you that they're going to take care of something for you, there's no need for you to stay and take care of it. You can go on and focus on something else. Well, God said in Psalm 138, verse 8, that I'm going to take care of those things concerning you. So I want you to go and take care of the things that I purposed for you to take care of. This is our time here on YouTube. I thank God for you. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow and the next day. Again, go to Church Center, and you're going to see the Church Center on Jubilee Training Center, a mobile app, and you're going to see there's even an acrostic, you all, for perfection. All right, go there, pull it up, check it out, and let's talk about it tomorrow. And especially for those of you who are here on the Club Center, I want to hear your thoughts. You all on YouTube, remember to like and to share and to subscribe. Amen. God bless you, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.